Hey everybody, just another video. Thought I'd show you how I clone and propagate extra tomato plants out of my suckers that show up on the tomatoes. These are indeterminate. You don't want to do this with determinate tomatoes. There's a difference. Determinate tomatoes, you want to let them just grow, bush out, and they will all ripen all within a couple weeks of each other. Determinate tomatoes grow all season long until frost, basically. And a good way to manage them is to cut the suckers off, let them grow up, keep a single stem going, and you'll get a great crop that way. So, having said that, here is a huge sucker that I've got on my plant here. So, I don't know if you can see this. This is the main stem coming up here. Okay, so you go back down here, this guy is a huge sucker that has shown up on the plant. Somehow I missed this guy when I was trimming. I tend to keep them fairly clean, trimmed up, but somehow I missed this guy. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut this guy off here at the base, and then transplant it and grow it into another tomato plant. The way you know it's a sucker is you've got the main stalk coming up here. You've got this leaf coming off to the side, and it sits in what I call the armpit of that crotch right there. And there's the sucker. So I'm going to cut this guy off, and because I only have one hand, I'm going to have to turn the camera off for a second. I'll get it cut, and then I'll show you what we do next. Okay, so I've cut the sucker off. This is it here. And essentially what we're going to do is, there's two ways you could do this. You could just put them in water if you want. I find the soil method better. So basically I put a hole in the soil right down to the bottom, take the sucker and drop it right in there, seal that up. You want this water to be real moist. You got to keep it really moist, and it'll sit there. You'll want it in there for probably 2 weeks, and you want to keep it inside and out of direct light, because the sun will burn the plant as it's trying to grow. One thing I notice here, I've got some tomatoes trying to start. I'm taking those off because I don't want any energy trying to create tomatoes on this sucker. This is one that I did about a week ago. I have another week to go with it, and it's looking really good. Again, I keep them in a cool, darker space. I generally keep them in the garage. I find that's a good place for them, and it's a great way. You end up with new tomato plants for free. I'm going to come now. I'm going to show you one that I have done. It was probably planted in the garden about a week and a half ago, and show you how that guy's doing. Okay, so this is my radish planter, and the radish is just about ready. Show you, see if you can see some in here. There we go. Oh, yeah, so the radishes are coming along. So in order to sort of perpetuate this bed, keep things going in it, you can see here, this is a tomato plant that I started as a sucker. I took it 3 weeks ago and gave it about 2 weeks in the little beer cup, and about a week ago I planted it here, and it's looking real good, real healthy. That's going to come up, and I'm going to get some tomatoes out of her. Okay, all right, well, that's it for today. Thanks very much for watching. We'll talk to you later. Bye now.